What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So happy Friday. I hope y'all are enjoying your weekend. I hope you guys are well. Thank y'all so much for being here. Listen, as you come into the building per usual, make sure you are hitting the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button as you come in, you guys. Also, if you are new to the channel and this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe and also share the stream as well. So, what's going on, y'all? I hope y'all are doing well. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. I hope you guys are doing well. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank y'all so much for continuously supporting the channel and watching the content that is already posted on the channel. I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. So we gonna get into the live stream, y'all. Y'all see the title. We gonna kind of like, I'm gonna briefly go over the whole Shannon Sharpe situation. I'm sure you guys have heard what's going on with Shannon Sharpe. He settled his lawsuit, all of that. I got a video clip from the lead attorney. Listen, if you have not subscribed to Lead, go over and subscribe to his channel. I'll put the full link to his video in the description of this live stream. And I got a little bit of him speaking about it. But of course, Shannon Sharpe, child. Shannon, look, Shannon, I like Shannon Sharpe, but Shannon Sharpe is a mess right now. You know what I mean? And I think he's gonna be fine because he's gonna be fine. But this whole situation could have been avoided, in my opinion. But I'll give my thoughts on it, and I'm gonna play a little bit of what lead attorney had to say. Make sure you go over and support his channel if you haven't already, you guys. And I want to get y'all thoughts on the whole situation with Shannon Sharpe. And I have some more other topics I want to discuss with you guys as well. So make sure you are hitting the like button as you come into the building. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. Lorenzo Redmond in the building. Mike Nice, what's going on? Divine Photos, what's going on? Ryan Wetlow. Young Riaz, aka Drip King. Thank you so much for being here. Monica, singer Monica Arna, so gone. Monica is one of my favorite artists, by the way. Thank you so much for being here, Hassan Tahir. I hope I'm saying that right. Show. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And Rock Fresh, UFO Kamikaze 1, Avenge the Ancestors. What's going on? How are you guys? The World Class, thank you so much for being here. What's going on with you? How are you? Shout out to everybody watching. Thank y'all once again for being here. So Shannon Sharpe, so I want to dive into Shannon first, and then I want to play another clip after this of something that was just so ratchet. We talk about boss chicks and them leveling up and what they expect and all of that. Y'all know the whole drill. But then I'm gonna play a clip after this whole Shannon Sharpe thing to show you how a lot of these so-called boss chicks move. The things that they do, the things that they say. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Duke Dennis and that whole viral video of going around, but I want to play from that because this is just insane how a lot of these so-called boss chicks are moving and why they think that this behavior is okay. And on top of that, why a lot of this behavior is keeping them from having serious relationships. And do they really want serious relationships? Or are they okay with just holding themselves out here on these streets? Y'all let me know. But we're going to get into that as well. So make sure you are hitting the like button and that you are also supporting the channel via Super Chat or Cash App. I asked if a $5 Super Chat, come on, I know you guys got it. I know you can afford $5. So make sure you are supporting the channel by giving a $5 donation via Super Chat or Cash App to support the channel. So make sure you are doing that. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can support by purchasing one of my t-shirts, the Ratchicity t-shirt, you guys. I have the link pinned to the top of the chat if you want to go ahead and purchase one of these shirts. That is available to you as well. So we're going to get into it. Jamil, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. 843 says Shannon settled because the X tape is extreme. Ooh, baby. Ciao. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. That's crazy. But we're going to get into that. I want to go ahead and get into what lead attorney kind of broke it down. And I love his content and how he breaks things down. So I want to play what he had to say on the whole Shannon Sharpe situation. Make sure as you come into the building, you guys are hitting the like button. All right, here we go.
As our man Shannon Sharpe is taking loss after loss after loss. First, we all know that Shannon paid Gabriella Zuniga tens of millions of dollars to settle that lawsuit. So many people thought it was so crazy that he got extorted by this 19-year-old. You'll remember that she was the one texting Shannon that it would be $25,000 per cheek. She was texting Shannon saying, "Hey, what's taking so long? Where's the cash?" This is the girl sending Shannon text saying, "I want you to choke me, daddy," and then turned around and filed a $50 million lawsuit claiming that he was choking her. Oh, it was pure extortion, and it worked. Reports say that she got over $20 million from the lawsuit. Shannon's almost 60 years old, but this young 20-something is laughing all the way to the bank at his expense. It's interesting also that a lot of people were calling Shannon Sharpe out for the way that he treated Gabriella Zuniga versus the way that he treated his own daughter. People noted that he was paying Miss Zuniga tens of thousands of dollars, which turned into millions, but would only pay a small amount for his own daughter's wedding.
That's crazy, y'all. Avenged Ancestors is across the screen. DeeDee's Reactions is right across the screen right across the screen at DeeDee's Reactions. Thank you. I appreciate you. Baby, listen. So you know what? Okay, so first off, we know let's play this video. Then I'm gonna talk about it. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the chat. Here we go.
I don't know what you could have. I ain't the one getting married.
Oh, come on now, Unc. Why you gonna do your daughter like that now? You're paying the white girl. Oh,
I don't give a
come on, Unc. Our man Unc was wilding out. And a lot of people ask, what's the difference? Why do you think that Gabriella Zuniga deserves so much more than your own daughter?
But that's why, and people wonder why they don't get the blessings that someone else. Ask yourself.
What?
See, you think you're doing everything right, but see, God know your heart. See, you.
Now, to be fair, I don't think this woman who sued him deserved any of it. She didn't deserve any of it. But this is what you have to do to set the record straight or to get things, to move on, because you put yourself in there. But now, like I said, once again, I like Shannon Sharpe, Ocho, the nightcap, their show, everything. But hopefully this is a lesson learned. This young woman walked away with about at least $20 million, what they're allegedly saying, off of something that could have been avoided. And a lot of dudes talk about de-discipline and all of that. Where is that? Like, you know what I mean? And I don't care who you are, how much money you have to move a little bit smarter, because a lot of these women are out here looking for a payday. When you find a bunch of thirsty women out here, searching and sneaking and geeking, you got to be careful. You got to understand that if you have a lot of money, you are the target. They're after you for a reason. But I'm gonna get into that. Let's just finish playing what he had to say. Here we go.
You can fool everybody else, but you can't fool that man upstairs, and you wonder why. Ask yourself. Ask yourself when you're alone and you by yourself.
All right, shout out to Unc. He's saying some people deserve blessings and other people don't, and you got to ask yourself when you're alone. And that's fine, that's all good, but look at what has become of Shannon Sharpe. Not only did he have to pay Zuniga tens of millions of dollars, but it came out yesterday that he has been fired from ESPN. Guys, the amount of money that Shannon Sharpe has lost over this girl is insane. Not only was he paying the $25,000 per cheek here and there, but then the $20+ million to settle the lawsuit. Then he lost the ESPN contract, which was tens of millions of dollars more. This man alone has lost generational wealth for his entire bloodline. And
now, what do you guys think about that? Because that is crazy. Listen, she gets to retire. She retired from OF, and she's gonna go live her life, probably blow through that money. But she got the money to blow through from fooling with him. And people always refer back to that Monique video when Monique was telling Shannon on his show, "Hey, why don't you just settle down? Why don't you find a woman to settle down with?" And he was like, "Nah, I can't do it. I can't do," because you know, that might be a better situation for him. Listen, and even if you didn't marry the woman, because I know how a lot of men now feel about marriage, even if he didn't marry her, but he at least found one woman that he could be with, that he's comfortable with, and be with her. And, you know, instead of going around with all these different young women, and then these women, you know, these women aren't fooling with these old men just for the hell of it. This is the part I think some men don't get. Some of these men really think that these women are with them because they really want to be with them, child. They really think that these young women, 19, that girl was 19. You think she was with him because she really wanted him and she really liked him and she really was into? No, he probably wasn't really into her either. But you have more to lose. This is why I say you got to be smarter, because these women are out here trying to, you know, they trying to finesse you. They're gonna play the long game. They're gonna get up under you, and they know what you want from them. And they want something from you. And even though he was paying this young woman, that wasn't enough. She's like, hold on, I know there's more to get. I know there's more in there. You know, there's more that I can get out of this. So let me go ahead and set something up and you know, frame him so that I can get really paid. And this is what I think men got, a lot of these men who don't realize that, gotta realize that, like Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, you could have saved a whole lot of money. You know, and I think it was funny how they brought up the fact that he didn't want to pay for the daughter's wedding, because he like, okay, he don't want to, you know, spend all this money on that or whatever. But look how you end up spending money. You know, but I guess it's, you know, he benefited from it. I guess it was for something that he wanted, you know, to please him. At least fooling with the 19-year-old, I guess, y'all, was a pleasure to him. I'm sure it was, you know, that he gets to fool this young woman. But look at that cost, though. I don't think he wanted to pay that much. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just, you know, this should be a lesson learned. But Jamil 843, thank you for the super chat, says it was extreme race play. Disney said nope. Right. Thank you for the super chat once again. Jamil also says he's known to be arrogant. He won't learn. He better. I hope he better. You better learn, baby, or you're gonna be paying more money out. And and as much as, you know, he probably have, you know, a nice sum of money, you know, put away, you know, I don't think you want to be paying all this type of money out, you know, like that. You know, just because you have money don't mean you want to spend it, and you want to, but he better learn. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Jamil. Jamil once again says his hatred of Black women cost him dearly. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Okay. Well, listen, I ain't gonna go completely there, but thank you, Jamil 843 for the super chat. But you know, some said that if he had been dealing with Black women, maybe this might not have occurred in this way. Maybe it would have went a slightly different way. Maybe if he was dealing with a Black woman, maybe she wouldn't have tried to, you know, try to sue him for $50 million. Maybe, you know what I mean? Because we know just from history and what we've seen, how some of these women, like this woman who sued him, how they end up going after these men, you know, going after these men for everything that they have. You know, these women do that. I don't trust any of them. But child, look, there's a pattern. There's a pattern. I will say that. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. This is crazy. This is crazy. I just, you know, anyway, let's continue.
Now, on top of that, guess what? He's getting sued for another $20 million. And he's gonna pay. Mark my words, Shannon Sharpe is gonna pay off this lawsuit. Now, is he gonna pay the whole $20 million? No, we saw from the Gabriella Zuniga lawsuit that that's not how the game is played. The women ask for a high amount, Shannon Sharpe comes in low, and then they meet somewhere in the middle. Now we have another woman, the opposite of Miss Zuniga. This woman, an older Black woman, she's gonna get her slice of the pie too. Let's take a look here and see what is going on. It says here, Shannon Sharpe is being sued for $20 million after the former ESPN star shamed a woman over a viral flirty video with Usher. All right, here is our man Shannon right here. And if we scroll down a little bit, we can see the plaintiff. This is the woman that is suing Shannon Sharpe for the $20 million. All right, the exact opposite of Miss Zuniga. This woman appears to be in her 40s, and of course she's African American. Zuniga, 19 years old and a white woman. But listen, Shannon Sharpe is going to pay out all of these women apparently. All right, right, if we go back up, it seems that, let's see, the woman claims that Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco, Ocho's on the hook too, knowingly propagated a false narrative about the woman's marital status. Says here that Sharpe, 57, just settled a $50 million lawsuit. He was officially let go of ESPN. In this lady's complaint, it says that on April 2nd, I participated in a fan engagement moment at a Usher Raymond concert where I interacted with the artist as a selected audience member. The interaction quickly went viral after fans noted the intensity between Tillman and Usher in the fun moment. And I think if we scroll up, we can see that moment right there. All right. There is the one and only, the talented Usher Raymond. And there is the plaintiff right there, hot and sweaty, ready to go. I think someone said, auntie, please. Okay. And now what's the issue? She's having her moment with the one and only Usher Raymond. So what could have went wrong? As we scroll down, the plaintiff says, following the event, the defendants, Ocho Cinco and Shay Shay, made and disseminated false and defamatory statements suggesting that I was married and that my husband was filing for divorce due to my participation in this audience experience. I am not married, nor am I currently going through a divorce. She went on to explain, I was not married at the time of the fan participation moment during the Usher concert. Now on Twitter, guys, a lot of people are saying, come on, lady. Now you're asking for 20 million. You don't deserve it. This is a frivolous lawsuit. He didn't defame you. It was all jokes. But is that really the case? Did Shannon Sharpe defame this woman by saying that she was married when she really wasn't, and saying that her husband, who doesn't exist, was going to file divorce papers?
Now, that story, I remember covering that story. I mean, everybody on social media was claiming that this woman was married, and you know what I'm saying? But she's coming after Shannon. Why? And Ocho, why? Because that's where the money at. That's where the money resides. That's an easy target. That's where the money resides. You know, you go sue the whole of social media, you ain't getting nothing. So the money reside with Shannon and Ocho. So that's who she's going after for $20 million, when there are a lot of people who made videos about that, claiming this woman was married. So they're saying she wasn't married at the time, and that wasn't the case. I think in some reports they were saying her name was not even correct, or none of that information was correct. So does she have legal standing? Can she actually get something out of it? And what Lead is saying, there may be another settlement. He may just go ahead and settle, to just get it over with. And that way she could, who knows what she could get. If she don't get 20 million, child, what she gonna get? 10 million? Like, what's going on? So is Shannon the new lick now? This is what it is? Just pay attention, watch him, and then go after him? Like, I don't know who, Lord, but Jesus. I mean, is he the target? Is he an easy target? I mean, if one person got $20 million out you, I guess everybody else could say, hold on now, wait a minute now. I should be able to get something too. And he'll settle. So even because he don't want to go through the whole process, so he gonna settle so I can get some type of millions. You know what I mean? See, that's just how you set the precedence for how people look at you and what people think they can get from you based off of one situation or a couple of situations. I'm just saying, child. Jamil 843 says her OF is weak as hell. So I heard. So you heard? Okay. All right. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's continue.
To really analyze this, we need to have a little understanding of what defamation is. Here, guys, we can look at the 5 elements of defamation. Elements we can think of as just ingredients. If you have all 5 of these ingredients, all 5 of these factors, then you have defamation. So we're going to go through these quickly, and you tell me, do you think Shannon Sharpe is on the hook? The first element that you need is identity. So you must be able to prove that the statement in question is about you. Now we can see here from the picture that is obvious that this is the lady that they're talking about. So that's an easy element that she can check off. Then we go to the second publication. It says the statement must be published, meaning a third party must have seen, read, or heard about it. Guys, we know this to be true as well. This actually went viral. Millions of people people saw Club Shay Shay talking about this lady and what her husband was going to do with these divorce papers. So we have identity here, and we also have the publication. Again, it went viral. Third is negligence. It's the third factor. You must prove the statement was made with a reckless disregard for the truth or negligently. Now, did Shannon Sharpe and Ocho, did they know this lady wasn't married, or did they just not care? Did they research it? Were they kind of being like journalists and fact checked it? Or did they just recklessly spout out these statements about this lady? You tell me in the comments, do you think that Shannon Sharpe recklessly disregarded whether or not this lady was actually married or not? Before we go any further, let's kind of delve into this negligence a little bit. Let's see what the article says about this whole situation. Now, the lady goes on to say that Shay Shay's and Ocho Cinco's false narratives were shared widely across their platforms, reaching millions of followers. Yes, and I think she tried to refute those false narratives, but their reach is so wide. The woman, who is a global director for the Harold Washington Cultural Center, said she even went on national media shows to refute the allegations from the ESPN First Take star that she was a married woman. All right, what else did the lady say? Ocho Cinco and Club Shay Shay continued to post the defamatory content across their social media platforms. I made numerous efforts to contact the defendants to request the removal of this false narrative, but these requests were disregarded. The single mother added... Single mother. Okay, I don't know why that was important. But the single mother added that the false statements have caused significant harm to my character and reputation. All right, guys, this is very important. Hold up. Let's pause for a second for a quick word from our sponsor, Chapter Medicare.
Now, so what do y'all think? What do y'all think about this whole new lawsuit? I'm going to leave it here with Lead Attorney. Y'all go support Lead Attorney if you haven't already. I'll try to put the full link to his video in the description of this video. What do you think about this whole new lawsuit? Y'all think it has some legal standing? It may. I remember this video now. But also, I didn't know that the article is saying that she made requests to them to remove it. So, I didn't know that. Now, if she may request to have it removed or to give the right information to make it right, and they just ignored it, then it may, she may have some legal standing, because if the information was false, and if some would call themselves journalists or reporters or whatever, reporting news like this, if you put something out there that's just circulating on social media and it's false and you're spreading it, and it caused some type of, issue with that person, then there could be a lawsuit. There could be some legal standing. If this affected her life in a certain way because of all of this, and then all of the allegations were false, that could have a detrimental effect on her livelihood, I guess, in some way or another. So in that case, she could have some legal standing. So I think this is why it's important to make sure you get the right information, because you never know. Now, if you put something out and it's not truthful and the person reach out to you, then I think it would make sense to get, hear what they have to say and get the right information, and then that false, remove it and correct it. I think that would have been a better thing to do, to say, oh no, so this really wasn't this is not what's happening for that, because that is that person. So I mean, I don't know. She may have a case, child. I guess we'll know sooner than later if this has any legal standing, if he ends up settling in court again for about $10 million for this situation, child. So I don't know, but this is not good for Shannon Sharpe, and then Ocho is in it as well. So they may just say, okay, let's just settle this and let's just give her what she wants, or why not have a conversation with the lady to try to fix it? Because I don't know, just because you got it don't mean you want to just throw it out there. Just because you have money don't mean you want to just give it out. So you got to be cautious and careful about how you move, especially when you have money, because you are the target. You know what I'm saying? Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat, says, here's the thing. Why didn't she go after the other content creators that spoke on this? Plus, when the vid of her came out, why didn't she clear her name? Now, this lady, if I remember correctly, she was on media outlets. She was on the news. I forget which news. She did do some news outlets too, and talked about it and said that was not the case. I actually did see her. You can look it up too. She did do some news shows and talked about it and said that wasn't her, and she's not married and all of that. So she did, but that was after the fact. Once she realized what people were saying, she did go out and publicly talk about it. She did publicly go out and talk about it. And I think the reason why she didn't go after everybody else, because you're not gonna get anything. I mean, the most you could do is tell them to remove the video. That's it. Remove the video or clear it up or something like that, because you're not getting no money. You ain't getting no money from all these most of these content creators. They ain't got millions of dollars to give you, so you wouldn't be able to sue them for much. The most you could do is just tell them to remove it and let them know that is false information. But from what they're saying, from what lead attorney is saying, she did reach out to Ocho, because I guess Shannon has a much bigger platform, so it reaches a lot more people. And and they're saying, reports are saying she reached out to ask them to remove that was untrue, and if they just ignored it or whatever, then that's why she's probably suing. And of course you're going to sue them, because you can get a payday out of them. You ain't gonna really get no payday from everybody else. That could be in litigation. You could sue for all you want. You ain't gonna be able to sue most content creators for $10 and $20 million. You can sue them, but you may not get anything. Even if you win the setup, the case, you may not. That'll be in litigation for years. Most people ain't got that kind of money. No, most regular average social media content creators don't have that kind of money. So you could sue them, but you're not gonna really get anything. You know what I mean? So the best way to sue is to go after the big dog. Because you can obviously, we see you can get a payday out of them. You know what I mean? If this has legal standing, if you can actually sue, you have better chances of getting money out of him than most everybody else. Most of these people on here don't have that kind of money. So you ain't gonna get nothing. You're just gonna be suing, and that's it. And even if you win, you may not even get nothing, because they don't have that kind of money. So that's why you would go for the big dog. And then once again, social media is huge, but she probably didn't see all of the videos. That's probably the place where, I'm assuming that's probably the place where she saw it. And that's a big platform. And she said they're saying she reached out and they didn't respond. So I guess she felt like, hey, I need to take a different route, whatever. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you for the support. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah. Listen to Raspberry Beret by Prince. I just was listening to that the other day. To be honest, I love that song. My husband was playing it like couple of days ago, yesterday or the day before, if I'm not mistaken. I love that song. But is something key you want me to listen to in there? Maybe I need to go listen to it again. But I love that song, because those songs back in the day, we just be listening to them. We don't really be listening to the message. So maybe there's a message in it that I need to go back and listen to, because I just like the song just for what it is. So I need to go back. I'm gonna go listen to it again. But thank y'all so much. All right, y'all, we're gonna move on. So Shannon Sharpe was fired from ESPN. Y'all know that. Whole nother lawsuit going on. Settled that first lawsuit for about $20 million. Once again, I'll say I hope he's learned something from this situation. Please move differently, Mr. Shannon Sharpe. Love the content, love what he does and all of that. But, that's why I say everybody ain't going to have it all. We all got something we got to work on. We all have something we got to work on. We have some strong points. We have some weak points. And clearly this is what he doing is proud of his weak points. This is where he's not as strong. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has it. Everybody has some stronger points. Everybody got some weak points. Nobody has it all. You could be the most handsome dude out here, but you could be very gullible in other ways. I'm just saying. You could be the most handsome, tall, got the money, got everything that these women are looking for, but something else, mentality, something else is, maybe you're a little slow or something is off. Nobody has it all, in my opinion. In my years of being on this earth, I realized that. That's the one thing I can truly, truly say I've learned and realized. Nobody's gonna, a beautiful woman, you could see a beautiful, I mean, gorgeous, everything that you want in a woman from a physical standpoint, right? She could have the natural hair that y'all like, but I'm talking about like just gorgeous, beautiful, no makeup, nothing, body in shape, everything going on. But she could be a little slow or a lot slow. You know, she may be a little thrown off, or she could be very aggressive and very nasty. Like she could be very cocky and arrogant. Like she could have, she might even cook you a meal and keep the house clean and be nurturing in one sense, but on the other hand, she could be batshit crazy and slow. So it's like it is, you never, there's never, when I say never, there is never, or what people would call the total package, in my opinion. Everybody got something wrong with them. Why? Because we are all imperfect. So with that, you got to understand there's something to everybody. Nobody has it all. Nobody. You could look good from head all the way down to the ankles, but then them toes, ooh, good skin, nice looking, but then get to them head, I ain't gonna, not head, we can't say head to toe, head to ankles, because then the toes busted up. You're like, how the hell your toes get like that? I mean, lumps and bumps on, it could be a woman too with that, because for women, you know, you might accept a little bit of bumps on a man toes, but a woman, beautiful head to ankles, and them toes, you like, God damn, girl, what you been kicking rocks your whole life? You know what I'm saying? But what is that? Is that a deal breaker? Or are you gonna be okay with that because she got it all from head to ankles? But the toes, and you might be a man that like feet. It don't matter how much nail polish you put on them toes, the bumps around it just don't suffice. But is that okay? Is the rester from head to ankles good enough for you to accept the bumpy toes, or what? Or you gonna walk away? This is what I'm saying. This is why I always say you have to know what it is that's most important to you. What is a deal breaker, and what is a deal breaker and what isn't, because you ain't gonna get all. There's no such thing as a total package, in my opinion. There's just not. Gorgeous from head to toe, batshit crazy, slow as hell. She's always offended. You gotta stay. You know, you gotta be on your tippy top toes to always make her feel good 24/7, because she's so insecure, so combative. Just so that, but beautiful as hell. Oh my God, you don't have to worry about, you know, getting it in with her, because it's just like everything, all of that. But she batshit crazy. She wear you out mentally. What you doing? You staying, or what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, like I said, dude, handsome, head to toe, 6 feet, all money, all that, but he can't read, or you know what I mean? He got bad understanding. He get angry quick. He got a problem. Like, you know, he think you trying to come for him all the time. Like, this is the kind of shit that's out there. And that's why you have to be very mindful and stop looking at one thing, because, and stop expecting perfection, because it doesn't exist. Don't exist. I'm just saying. I don't know how I got there, but yeah. I've missed this super chat. Jamil said she black. He not giving her a red cent. We gonna see. Oh Lord. Oh my God. We gonna see. Edward Bakish Edwards, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Jamil again says a lot of beautiful women are slow. LOL. And I'm not, listen, thank you, Jamil. And I'm not saying that to be funny, but I'm just saying it as the truth. You just never know. You know, this is why you have to really focus on what is important. Looks ain't everything. You know what I mean? They aren't everything. Like you gotta look at the person's overall character, mentality, plus the looks and everything else, because you got to know what you can deal with. And that's on a personal level. Everybody is not looking for the same thing. So you got to know what could work for you. As the man, as the men out here picking women, you got to know what it is what is good for you, what will work for you, and go for that. But to have ain't no such thing as total package. Thank you, Jamil. Irvin, thank you so much for the super chat. Irvin says Shannon needs to fight this one. If he pays, all borderline interactions from the past will see they can get paid. Exactly. That's what I meant. Exactly, Irvin. Thank you so much for the super chat, Irvin. I appreciate you. This is why I say it could set a precedence of, oh, we could target him. Oh, he's just going to hurry up and settle just to get over it. And then more people will start coming out the woodworks to say, oh my God, he did this, he did that, fight it. I think he should fight this one. Or try to have a conversation. I don't know if lawyers are involved. Well, she's suing, so I'm pretty sure there may be lawyers involved to have a conversation with this lady. Say, hey, look, this wasn't our intentions. You know, other people posted about this as well. You know, we didn't know, just like nobody else knew. But is that enough? I don't know. I think he should, because who wants to be paying millions of dollars out every time you look? He will become a target, in my opinion. Thank you, Irvin. I appreciate you. Liddell, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. Says, Shannon is the new money sucker right now. Right. Exactly. I agree. I think he better fix it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and be a little bit wiser. You know, they say the older you get, the wiser you become. I don't know if that's the case. You know, sometimes people just want what they want and they don't realize how the cost that they would have to pay for it. You know what I mean? And in this case, this was an expensive payout. You know what I mean? This is an expensive consequence. And hopefully, once again, he learns from it. Like, come on now, maybe you need to just stay away from women for a minute, or really just, you know, either focus on one woman that you could be with and stop, because you're it's not like we talk about the younger athletes who make these mistakes, but it's, you know, he's a lot older. So it's like, come on now, what you haven't learned anything over the years and from your experience? Like, come on, Shannon. Thank you, Liddell. I appreciate you once again. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is crazy, y'all. It's really, really, really crazy to see this happening, but it is what it is. I want to play his response to this, because there was a response to it as he responded to it as well. Check this out.
Everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, you know, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. You know, that was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
So what do you think about the apology? I don't know. I think that was fair. I think it was fair for him to do that. I mean, you know, he seems to have a really good relationship with his brother, and his brother was being, you know, what he said, inducted into the Hall of Fame. And so I mean, I could see he apologizing to his brother for that. He didn't want all of this information to overshadow his brother, what was going on with his brother. So I get it. I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with him doing that, because it's definitely going to overshadow that. I mean, I didn't hear anything about, which I'm not fully in the sports world, but did you guys hear anything about his brother being inducted into the Hall of Fame? I didn't, but I'm not in that world. So, you know, I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with him apologizing to his brother. There was nothing wrong with that. But, you know, once again, I hope he can move on from this. And, you know, he's, you know, like Shannon Sharpe said before, you know, he's been very good with his money. So he has money. And this is why I think partly is why he's the target, because people know that. And these women, when they hear that, they're like, oh, they're trying to find a way to get in so they can make their move and get what it is they want out of him. And that young woman, she got what she wanted. She gonna go on and live her life. You know, hopefully, you know, she spends the money well. She you know, does well with it, because if she spends that and then she's broke again, I don't know who else you're gonna try to come up on after that. But I think people need to be mindful of this woman and other women like her, especially when you know you are a target. Jamil 843, thank you for the super chat once again, says his brother liked them bunnies too. Oh, really? You better be careful. Be careful. That's all I can say. Thank you, Jamil, once again for the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, so yeah, he'll be all right financially. I don't think this is not going to break him. He's still working. He's still viable. Even with, you know, not doing the ESPN, he still has a lot of other avenues to where he can make money and be fine. But you don't want to keep blowing your money on these frivolous lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. So shout out to Shannon Sharpe, Ocho Cinco, Nightcap, everything that they got going on. I love their content and what they're doing. But I just think a lot of these men, especially in the limelight, a lot of these men who are what is considered high earners, you know, high earning, you know, what the, you know, high value men is what they call. Y'all got, and I think every man need to be, you know, I don't just look at, what is it, the top 1%? Is that what it is? I think all men, you know, if you're out here working hard, because nobody wants to lose their money. I don't care how much money you making. You know, if you're working hard out here to take care of yourself, the average man out here who's out here working hard and you're taking care of yourself and you're doing well for yourself. You don't have to be rich to be doing well for yourself. You need to be cautious as well. You know, I don't really like to focus too much on what they call the high earning, high value, because I think all men have value. And I think especially for the men who are out here working hard and earning their living and taking care of themselves, you don't want some gold digger coming in and trying to disrupt that and trying to take what you've worked so hard for. So I think all men, if you're out here and you're a man and you're working hard for what you have and you're taking care of yourself, you don't want some gold digging, you know, hood rat, you know, bonnet crew wearer coming in, bonnet crew society, who's part of the bonnet crew society, coming in and trying to take what you've worked hard for. Nobody should have to deal with a person like that coming in as a chameleon, making you think she's interested, making you think that she really into you, but all she's trying to do is take what you have, because she's a low down dirty bum and she ain't got nothing going on, her and her bonnet. So I just think all men need to be very cautious of the people you invite into your life and the women that you entertain, because a lot of these women, they trying to see what they can take from you, baby. I don't care what, they don't care. I mean, hell, it don't matter what it is. Whatever you got that she ain't got, she gonna try to take. So y'all gotta be careful, because these bonnet crew, modern society women, they're out here. They out here and they desperate. Some of them. They're desperate, baby. They trying to get in where they can fit in and see what you got so they can get in. And then they go keep it moving. So I think a lot of men just need to be cautious overall of these types of women. I'm just saying. It just be cautious. All right, y'all. We gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So I saw this clip that I'm about to play for you guys. This was just crazy to me. But let me know your thoughts in the chat. I want to hear what you got to say. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. We got about 82 watching and 69 likes. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Here we go. You want some head?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Yes, you do. You know you do.
Everybody wants head. Come on, man.
Right. Can I give it to you? I'm the best. I'm the best.
You give good head.
I give great head.
I can't.
I give phenomenal head.
No, I don't doubt that, but I'm saying I can't say that. I can't
But
say
you
it.
can find out though.
Huh?
I say you can find out though.
I can find out?
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying I can't say
Let's
that
go.
in public,
But you can find out though.
It's cool.
Look, no hands, I don't care.
I can't say that I doubt your hands.
Right. But let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go.
Where you go to anybody.
Well, not it's
Hold on,
not
hear
just
me out.
anybody.
I know that, man. I know that. Hear me out, though.
Duke, you gotta.
I know, but listen.
Duke,
Just hear me
you're
out, though.
Duke.
But listen,
You're Duke
listen,
Dennis.
hear me out, though.
Okay, I'm hearing you.
Listen, you hearing me, you ain't listening, though.
Okay, I'm listening.
Look, never do that again.
You just touched my titty. I hope you know that.
No, I'm sorry. Never
Don't
do
be
it
sorry.
I know, but like, never again. Alright? Keep that shit on the...
DL.
Yeah, don't nobody need to know.
You're looking for.
Now, before we get into the next little, listen, girl, this is sad. This is sad. But this is some of the type of women that y'all are getting to see. Now, these types of women always existed. It's not a new thing, but social media has really brought them to the forefront. And, people are saying, oh, did your parents raise you that way? Child, parenting skills have to be questioned nowadays, because how did your parents raise you? Because how in the world you have no decency, no morality, no type of respect for yourself. And it's not even funny. And she got a big smile on her face. She don't care. Cameras on her face. She don't care who's going to see this, if her parents are going to see this, or there's no shame. Somebody say bring shame back. There's no shame. There needs to be some, because you need to be ashamed of yourself that you don't have no problem coming out and saying this when I was growing up, and it used to be, like I said, it was a time where people knew who the 304 was in the school. We knew the girls who were sleeping with the football team and all of this, but she was, word got out somehow that, oh, she was doing this, but nobody really openly talked about it unless she pissed you off and then you just blasted her. But other than that, herself, the 304, was not going around telling people her 304 behavior. She kept it on the low, or what she thought was the low. And there was rumors, oh girl, she this and that. But she didn't come out and say, yeah, I'm a 304 and I did this to the whole football. No, she walked around and she shut the hell up and she kept it to herself. Now, the rumors are rumors, but she didn't come out and was on full blast telling you exactly what she was doing. No, because she knew that would be shameful. She did it for whatever reason, but she wasn't blasting it. She was quiet about it. Now, they're not quiet about it. They're coming out like it's no big deal. And this is this whole, idea that women can do the same thing as men, and this empowerment for us to be sexually explicit, and we can be liberated by our 304 activity, and nobody can say anything, and as women we deserve this, and because if men could do it, we can do it, because somehow equality means y'all want to be just like men. But the men that y'all complain about, y'all want to go out and be 304s and sleep with everybody, but you complain about men not being faithful and sleeping with everybody. But so you take the worst parts of a man and you embrace it. And for you now, even though you didn't like him doing it, but now for you as a woman, it's empowerment, and it's okay for you to go out and do it. Make that make sense. Because this is what's happening. And so they're out here and they feel liberated. There's no shame in their game, because society has made them feel like it's okay as a woman to be a hoe. It's okay for a woman to go out and explore her options and be, liberated by the trains and all these other things, and putting your mouth on stranger. Oh, it's okay, honey. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And then be the same ones when y'all hitting 39 and 40 talking about you will not settle. You will not settle for a man, and he got to have all 6 figures. He got to have all this. He got to bring something to why would he want to bring something to the table for you? See, they're telling them this promiscuous lifestyle, this 304 lifestyle, this liberated lifestyle is so great, but it doesn't let them know the consequences associated with it, that no man is going to want to deal with you seriously. Once you put yourself out there in that way, that's all you become. that is a part of you feel liberated by it and you feel like this is what you want to do and you're empowered, go ahead, be empowered to do it. But that don't mean when you want a serious relationship and family, ain't no man gonna want to take you seriously. Ain't no man gonna want to deal with you with that type of mindset, knowing that this is what you've done in your past. Your past matters. So they're not telling them that. This is why you got a bunch of OnlyFans women crashing out and screaming because they're like, I want a family and I want a husband. Girl, what husband you think you gonna get after this man is, to know that you've been putting it on blast with hundreds of different dudes for money? Why do you think that being a ex-worker, it makes you, suitable for marriage? What do y'all think marriage really is? Do y'all think, because men don't just get married to anybody. I think men take marriage more seriously than women do. I think when men marry somebody, it's because he really want to be with that woman. He willing to put all others aside. And he really, for the most part, I'll say for the most part, because there are some that don't see it that way. But I think for the most part, overall, most men, if they gonna marry a woman, it has to be a woman that they deem special. It has to be a woman that they look at and say, you know what, this is a good woman. I really love her. I want to be with her. And they take it seriously. If to marry her, if you want to marry somebody, it can't be a 3 or 4. It's got to be somebody that you really love, somebody you really want, somebody you see as marriage material. And I think women, because women take it so lightly, they don't look at it the way men do. And because men are the ones who have to make that decision and be the ones to propose, you got to be what he want. And if you're not what he want, then he not going to be with you. Point blank in a period. So I just think women have this idea that they have all this control and they really don't. And they get mad when they can't exercise it. And when you can't force a man to take you on in your whole 3 or 4 history, then they mad and they crashing out. But it is not enough to where they would tell others, girl, don't do that. Girl, I made that mistake. Don't you go out here. It's not empowerment to go out here and be a 3 or 4. Because girl, when you want a family and a husband, he ain't going to want to be with you. He ain't going to pick you because he could see that you got some whole tendencies and he don't want you. So if you want a family, girl, don't go that route. They don't tell the next, the other young women not to make the mistakes they made. They let them go in and crash out and still push that, even though you're not getting the outcomes that you thought you would. That's the problem, in my opinion. Jamil says, how a dude with 7+ kids saying you too thirsty? Now, I don't know anything. What do you mean, Jamil? So he has 7 kids? I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, Jamil. I appreciate you. Jamil also says, not a surprise. She was a big girl. Ooh, child. Oh, Lord. Thank you once again, Jamil. 843. Irvin Hunt says, very unattractive to offer like that. Yeah. Now, I must say, in my younger days, I would have taken her up on it. No angel back then. I caught myself having some respect now. LOL. I get it, Irvin. Thank you so much. Yeah, for the super chat. Yeah, of course. I get it. But this is where I say, listen, it was, most men would have taken her up on that offer. I mean, just to be honest, right? Most would have. But you would think that the women themselves would have more respect and class for themselves. I'm saying, yeah, man, if you offered it, that most men gonna take it. But why are you offering it? I'm just saying. Thank you, Irvin. Lord Bison, thank you for the super chat. Says, I went to high school with Tamika Woods, Eazy-E's widow. Okay. She got ran through by the football team and basketball team. This was in 1984, class of 1986. Oh my Lord. Thank you for the super chat, Lord Bison. I appreciate you. I'm saying, okay, I ain't saying that allegedly because people be watching. I don't know. Okay, all right. That ain't me saying that allegedly, Lord Bison saying that. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. That's crazy. But I just think, as young women, you got to have more respect for yourself. That's all. And I think that's something that need to be taught. And I think that's something that, as the older generation of women need to be telling these younger women that you shouldn't put yourself out there like that. And first off, it's sad that outsiders have to tell you that, but I think it should start at home. Your parents should set a precedence for how you look at yourself. Your parents are that's the first line of teaching that you get is from your parenting, your childhood. So your parents, your mothers, and your fathers should be the ones to teach you how, to have respect for yourself and how, precious your body is and how you shouldn't just be willing to put it out there for anybody. So if you miss that from your upbringing, it's going to be very difficult for you to understand how important that is or see any importance of it. You know what I'm saying? Jamil, thank you once again, says only reason he married her because he was on his deathbed. Oh, wow. Thank you once again, Jamil 843. I appreciate you. Oh my God. He says, I was there. I know the secrets. Baby, listen, child, it is what it is. Let's continue. Now, the video with the big black girl went viral, but check this out, because I don't think too many, maybe this was older. I don't know if people saw this one, but check this one out. Here we go.
For someone to lick you? Or
Huh?
I said you looking for someone to lick you?
To lick me? No.
If that's a wild offer, I'm sorry.
Wait. I'm lost. You said it one more time?
I said, are you looking for someone to lick you? I did say lick you.
Lick.
Lick.
Like with your mouth. Oh.
Lick.
I'm abstinent right now.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm abstinent.
I can wait.
Yeah, I'm abstinent right now. So.
That's okay. I can hang out with you.
Nice to meet you though, man. For sure. Hey, we gotta go down here to get a bucking pad. Hey, y'all be safe though.
I promise you, I'm the oldest one out of all of them.
Okay.
We'll be safe.
I'm glad to hear that. She just here chewing that motherfucker.
I'd suck on that motherfucker right here in this truck.
Begging to suck Duke Dennis' private area. That's how low down y'all girls are. This is why separation has to happen. There's no way under God's green earth that you think that I'm going to be in association with trash like that. It's just not going to happen. Me and the grown women who carry themselves with respect and morals, we refuse to be associated with those type of girls. Those are not women. Those are little girls. And we will not be associated with it. You can call us pick me. You can call us male-centered. You can go down the list, sweetheart. But what you won't do is you will not put me in the same category as that trash. You won't do it. I don't know if it's the lack of fathers. I don't know whether or not it's y'all mamas dropping the ball and her being more concerned with men than she was in raising you.
Baby, it's a little bit of both, I would say. No fathers in the home, and the mothers are just as ratchet as the daughters. This is why they have no real guidance or real influence with the mothers, with the parents. So to me, in a lot of these cases, the mothers set the tone because they're still out here trying to go out and, get BBLs and try to get a man, and they're doing the most and they're extra as well. And they're setting the precedence for their daughters. This is why they're so comfortable doing it. Because if, in my opinion, and I know that, look, I'm not oblivious to young girls who have decent parents, but they decide to go against the grain and you want to go out and do something. They usually do it in secret. They usually sneak and do it. When you're so bold and open about what you want to do, like these young women were, there's no guidance at home, in my opinion. Your mother, there's no positive influence with the mothers or the parents in general. Because you wouldn't feel comfortable, in my opinion, going out, doing that or saying that you know everybody's watching. You would be embarrassed because oh my God, my dad gonna see this, my mom, and you have too much respect for your parents to put yourself out there like that. So to me, when there's no guidance, there's no structure from home, there's no real respect for your parents out there, you just do whatever. So I don't think there is any out there. If anything, you know what I'm saying? They are the girls who were in Catholic school, who had mom and daddy in the household. They still were sneaking and geeking, but guess what? They were sneaking and geeking. They were sneaking around and they worried about their parents finding out. Especially when I was coming up. But now, child, they ain't worried about no mama, because the mama's probably like, girl, go get it. Child. Some of the mamas are like, girl, go after him, go do what you got to do. Like this, you'll be surprised. If they got little kindergartens out here popping and shaking a sexy red and the parents are recording them and egging it on, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised if the parent ain't, championing this type of behavior. Girl, you better go get you a man with some money. Girl, you got to do what you got to do. I wouldn't be surprised, not one bit. Funny thing is, Duke always look disgusted by them. Thank you for the super chat, Jamil. Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but you know, I don't think most men look at these types of women and be like, "Oh, yeah, they'll let you do it," but then they're gonna walk away. They don't want to have no parts to do with you afterwards. From what I'm gathering, like they're not. But for him to have to tell her, for him to actually try to tell her, tell the first woman, don't do this again. Like, damn, he's the moral police. He has more respect and morals for himself. I mean, if the person that you're telling you want to do this to you has more value and morals to you and telling you no, don't do it, you ought to feel even worse. You ought to feel bad that the guy is telling you, even though we know a lot of guys will accept it and take it, but for him to sit there and tell you don't ever do that, don't do that like that, you ought to be mortified. I'm just saying. Thank you, Jamil. Once again, I appreciate you. Had some good times with them Catholic girls. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat. Oh my God. Stick and move. Yeah, I mean, come on, for the guy to be the one to tell you, you shouldn't move like this, you ought to feel real bad. Just saying. Let's continue.
But y'all show every day that y'all was some half-raised heathens. You can miss me with respectability politics. This is a lack of self-respect for yourself, a lack of class, a lack of decorum. I'm in agreement with men on a lot of topics. Is it because I'm male-centered? No, it's because you women make it extremely hard to continue to keep taking up for you,
right? Given
how you act and carry yourself.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to keep holding men accountable for the stuff that they doing when you got these type of women carrying themselves this way. I can sit up and tell men that they need to treat women with respect. They need to do this, they need to do that. But when you got a grown woman sitting up and begging a man to suck his private area in a public gathering, it makes it very difficult to sit up and tell men they need to respect women as a collective. No.
Exactly. And I think this is why I say women have more power than they think. And the power that they think they have, they're using it incorrectly. A lot of women think they're empowered by this type of behavior. They think that going out and being able to be promiscuous is power for them and it helps them, when in actuality, it doesn't. It does the opposite. It brings their self-esteem down even more. It causes a lot of issues and depression within themselves. And you know, they don't realize it until it's too late. The power that women do have is by doing the opposite, holding yourselves back, having respect and morals for yourselves, not just going out here sleeping with anybody. You know, that would, you know, if you talk about men who are disrespectful towards women or treat women like hoes, well, you can't blame them if you're putting yourself out there like that. What else would you? So this is where women are confused, because a lot of these particular women think that as a woman, because it is empowerment, that men are supposed to treat you other than what you present yourself as, that men are supposed to have this, I guess, crystal ball of knowledge, that men are just supposed to see your worth, even though you don't, even though you put yourself out here in a disrespectful way, you know, even though you put yourself out here as a empowered 304, you know, and you could dress as provocative as you want to, you can present yourself as ratchet as you want to, you can have no shame whatsoever that, if you feel empowered to sleep with a man, put your mouth on a stranger, do whatever, it's okay, because women are empowered in this modern society, and it shouldn't be judged, or it shouldn't be looked down upon or frowned upon, that as women, this is the new way, and women are empowered, they're boss chicks, they can do whatever they want, and everybody is supposed to look at it in a high regard. You're supposed to look at that and say, this is just the modern way now. Accept it. Women are empowered. Accept it. And what they're saying to men is that you're supposed to accept the new modern woman and respect her regardless. That you're supposed to look at her as the prize, that she's a high worth, that she should be valued to the highest degree, no matter how she presents herself. This is what they're trying to sell and push on men, that no matter what the woman is doing, she should still be valued at the same rate. All women are 10s. So if you have a virgin who is holding herself for marriage, and she's respectable. She dresses well. She dresses in a respectable manner. She knows how to carry herself. She knows what she wants, and she's not settling. That woman, and the woman who has no regard, no shame, no nothing, who dresses like she's, she's going to Magic City, cutouts all over the place, titties, ass, everything out on display. She got the heels, BBL. She got the makeup, the bust down wig. She's dressed like that, nails long, all the whole aesthetic. So you're telling me that woman and the woman over here who has respect and class, you're supposed to put them together, and they're all 10s, and they all supposed to be looked at in the same manner. This is what they want. This is how they want men to look at you. All of these women should be grouped in, and we all women are 10s, and you should treat them all as such. This one will put her mouth on Tom, Dick, and Harry, Pookie, Ray Ray, Chance, Ricky, Chad, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, and a host of others. And she will do that for whoever in the name of empowerment, because she wants to do it, get a train ran on her, whatever. And the other woman is holding herself for marriage. All these same women are 10s, and they're queens, and you should treat them as such, as men. This is what they want. So regardless to one keeping herself pure to marriage, the other one just throwing it all over, backing up, spreading it wide, bending over, to whoever, all of these women should be looked at as the same. So as the man, you're supposed to say all women are 10s. They all look, none of that matters in this new modern society. This is how they want men to look at women and say, oh, in 20 years, this woman here probably will be married. This one over here wants marriage and wants a family. Once she's ran through and tired of that lifestyle, now she's ready. At 39, 38, around that time, they start looking for husbands. So now she's ready. She's done with that lifestyle. She wants you to be convinced that she's done with that lifestyle. She's ready for a family and marriage now. You're supposed to go over and be happily ready to take her on. No matter how many men she's put that mouth on, no matter how many men have been through her, she's just as equal to the other woman. So take her, and her past shouldn't matter. Wipe it out. It's zeroed out whenever she's ready to zero it out. And now she wants you to take her seriously. So you're supposed to be okay with that. Oh, all women are queens. They're all 10s. Let me just grab her up. Huh? This is what they want. This is what they want. But because men are saying hell to the no, I don't know. They can't look at you with a straight face and have that type of respect and value for you. They're mad. They're crashing out. This is what society is saying. Every woman is the same. Take them all and treat them the same. Jamil 843 says the woman in that video is always red, is always real as hell. Okay, got you. I don't know why I saw red. Always real as hell. Got you. Thank you, Jamil 843. Once again, I appreciate you. Jamil also says you should do a reaction to her woman weight video. Thank you for the super chat. I think I probably already did, Jamil. I don't know. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. 109 watching, y'all. 91 likes. Go ahead, hit the like button. Hit the like button, you guys. Please hit the like button. Let's continue.
Men will continue to respect the women who demand respect and carry themselves with said respect. Right. And the trash will continue to get treated like the trash. The separation is happening. The grown women are stepping up, and they are making it known we are not in association with these losers. You are not going to categorize us women with these little girls. We two different groups. And it's time up for it. I'm seeing more and more grown women speaking up on TikTok and making sure that there's a distinction between women and little girls. We have to continue to do this because this is completely unacceptable. There is no reason why grown women need to be categorized with this type of trash.
Right. I keep telling y'all, the women that have high standards for you as a man, that wants you to take her on expensive dinner dates, pay for her hair and nails, they don't really like you. Because the whole time while you're busy jumping through hoops to get to know them, they are doing this for the men that they like.
Hey, look, you think I'm pretty?
Of course.
You want some head?
Huh?
You want some head?
Go on some head.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Yes, you do. You know you do.
Everybody wants some head, though. Come on, now.
Right, can I give it to you? I'm the best. I'm the best.
You give good head.
I give great head.
I can't.
Can I get a hug too?
That was pretty embarrassing to watch. Shorty was legit begging that man to go down on him. He rejected her and she doubled down on it. I know there's a guy somewhere right now that's been trying to talk to her. Probably took her on a date the day before. And now he's seeing this video surface right now. I always preference my videos with this. I'm not telling y'all not to do things for a girl you like. I'm just telling you to make sure if you're the one doing these things, that the girl is showing that she's interested in you. Because you never want to be the guy that she tells to spend all this money on her, while there's another guy that she'll get down on her knees for free.
You literally went up to Duke Dennis, asked him, were you pretty, for validation, and then suggested that you give him fellatio around the corner. He was very disturbed and confused by why you were asking him that, because you're a stranger and you're just gonna put your lips around a stranger that you're fanning out over. Bring back class, bring back public shame, because he pulled you to the side respectfully so you could keep the little bit of class that you had. But then you also told him, I didn't say it to everybody, I just said it to you. Baby, either you or him has a mic on, and you said it loud enough to where people could hear you, and you recorded it. So I think at some point, people were going to hear you say that. Doesn't matter what person you directed it to, we still heard you say it, and you're literally begging a man who's telling you and shooting you down at your advances. But you want to sit there and brag about it as if every woman standing next to him don't have a mouth. I don't know why y'all think that y'all having coochie in a mouth makes y'all so different from the next woman. And for a man who's hitting his baby mamas to have to sit there and tell you you need to have some more class, don't ever do that again, the bar has been very low. But you know, y'all will consider it as very brave because she shot her shot. Come to the front, because this was not it. I don't know who her mama is, but somebody need to snatch her up by her braids. No class, no self-respect, disgusting. Because if you had a megaphone, I'm sure a whole lot of other people would have heard you, and it wouldn't have mattered who you directed it to. No class.
And also, the people around, if you look around, people who heard her, they didn't seem shocked. I mean, from what I saw, hell, and you know, my vision ain't that great, but I mean, I saw good enough to look around. Nobody was shocked, because I know if I would have been standing, I'd have been like, they would have zoomed the camera in on me, because I'd have been like, my facial expression says it all. So my facial expression would have been like, I know you lying. I know for a fact, if I was standing there and I heard her say that, I would have been appalled. I would have been like, I know you lying. Like, they would have been like, look at that girl right there. Look at her face. Nobody looks shocked. Nobody looks shocked. That this is where we are. Nobody is shocked by that. On social media, child, we've heard all kinds of, I've heard some stories. You know, I've heard, some really wild shit. So nobody is shocked by that anymore. This is why she's so comfortable. She was so comfortable. That's why they're so comfortable saying it. It's not a shock. This is what they do. Honey, this is the norm in 2025. Us older bros, baby, we don't have nothing on this. This is like, girl, where you been, girl? You don't know what's going on. They're like looking at us like, huh, girl, that ain't nothing. Like, well, I know, I see. Y'all have no shame. Y'all don't give a damn. Whatever floats your boat, honey. Go. The type of stuff I'm talking about is like, girl, Girl, take that. They like take that old shit back to the old days. Girl, we outside. Well, clearly I see y'all outside, honey. Cause I could never. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like it's not really like so much on the judging. It's just like there's no home training or I mean, at least have some self-respect. Hell, even if that's your thing, that's your thing. You do it because we all got our own lives. I say this all the time. You make your choices over there. I make my choices over here. We all make our own individual choices. I can't tell another grown person what to do. I may not agree with it, but at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do. But if you do it, at least have some type of decorum. If you like slobbing the knob, if that's your thing, if you a head doctor, girl, at least do it with some type of dignity, huh? Everybody ain't got to do the whole world got to know that you a head doctor. Does everybody really have to know? Like, come on, what happened to privacy and being a head doctor in peace and quiet and being, you know, in silent? Like everybody don't have to know. Like, I'm just don't understand. If that's what you love doing and you not afraid of getting diseases in your mouth or whatever, that's on you. I don't got nothing to do with that. If that's what you okay with doing, what happened to at least being discreet about it? Even the Duke Dennis told her, everybody for everybody to know. You couldn't have done that in a more private manner. You couldn't have whispered in his ear maybe or something, like trying to move the microphone with. Like, I'm just saying, even though it's all ratchet, it's all bad in my opinion, it's all nasty in my opinion, it's all just distasteful in my opinion. That's a whole stranger. You don't know what he got going on his balls. You don't know what he got going on down there. You don't know. He Duke Dennis, but you don't know. He might be concealing a secret. He might got something he trying to fix down there. He might be taking some medication. I know I'm not. Shout out to Duke Dennis. I don't know him like that. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, you know, I don't know I ain't saying he got anything. I'm just saying nobody knows. So this is the whole point of why you have to be careful with doing that type of stuff. Because you just because you think he fine and he hot and all that, you don't know what could be going on with him. This is why I don't understand how, like, this is why I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the heck, you don't know this person. You know, I could see if it's your man and y'all been in a relationship for years and you know him, y'all know each other, and y'all, whatever y'all got going on in the bedroom, that's y'all business. And that's what you're doing. If you a head doctor with your man, I mean, that's your man. Whatever, because see, whatever goes on in the privacy of your bedroom is supposed to be private. That's the whole point. It's really not for public consumption. It's really not for everybody else to be in your private business. That's what happened, you know. You know, yeah, we have social media, but why is everybody so comfortable with talking about their private business? That's what I'm saying. What happens in your bedroom is supposed to be private. What's the saying that they say? What they say? They men like the women that she's a lady in the streets but a freak in the bed, right? Y'all remember that saying? That was used to be out. Oh no, she presents herself like a lady because that's how she should present herself. But in the bedroom, oh my God, you know, she's freaking. But that's supposed to be a freaking your man. I would suppose that's what they mean. But still, it's like you're supposed to be presented. You don't come out like a lady because that's what you want to be seen as. But behind closed doors, you know, it's something else. But isn't that how it's supposed to be though? Like you're supposed to show you anyway, child. But I guess that went out the window. I guess they don't see it like that. Jamil 843, thank you once again for the super chat and support. Says desperate women like that usually have something. Ooh, child. Thank you for the super chat, baby. Listen, Jamil again says Gen Z don't understand discretion. I see. Yeah, freaking the shit. Yeah, right. Yeah, child. Thank you, Jamil. I appreciate you so much for the support. It's a hot mess. I mean, it's like, but they don't understand that. Yeah, discretion. They don't. Yeah, it must somehow they miss that or something. I don't know. Let's continue.
I'll give you an even better example. I don't know if y'all seen it, but on Drewsy's Could Have Been Love season 1, Bambi, when they went to the club and she yelling on the mic multiple times, let me suck your front or back and make that clap. Then when people sat in front of her and said, yeah, you're good for a ride or die, but you're not wife material. And then she was asked to give attributes as to what made her wife material. Well, cooking, cleaning, sucking, fucking, shutting the fuck up are just regular attributes a regular person can do. When you're trying to be in a relationship with somebody who is building his legacy, building his empire, you can't be going in the club saying stuff like that. And also to random men, no matter who you direct it to, you stand next to him. You are a representation of your partner. So why would I want to take you out in public and you act like that? Because the next thing we know, they'll be saying, ain't that Drewski girl? Ain't that Duke girl?
Yeah, it's it is what it is, y'all. Child, there's no class, no shame, none of it. It's just a circus, a free for all. You know what I mean? Just do whatever you want to do. The modern woman is empowered to do whatever she wants to do, and the men just gotta be like, get in where you fit in. Okay, so this is the new women out here. So we either deal with them up or we don't. And what I hear a lot of men is saying, a lot of men are just walking away. They don't want to deal with them at all. And then there's some men who playing the game. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna slide in. I'm gonna get in where I fit in. But just know you ain't wife material, honey. I ain't trying to make no life with you. I'm just trying to like hit it and quit it. I'm trying to get what you promoting. You putting it out there, you promoting it. Okay, I want a piece of that promotion, and that's it. I might give you a few dollars to, play the game, because men know, okay, if I know what I'm getting, okay, then I'll play this game, but it's just a game. It ain't nothing serious. And a lot of these women get tired. When they get tired of playing the game, they think the man that they want is just gonna be waiting out there for them. Jamil says Gen Z can't even spell discretion. LOL. Child, Lord, not can't spell it. That's not funny. That's sad. That's sad for real. But you ain't lying. Cause child, that's a whole nother video. Cause I saw a video where and this ain't just a black thing. It's all over. Like they don't. It's really bad. Trust me. It's just in general. Thank you, Jamil 843. Once again, I appreciate you. Frank G. Life says most women are from the streets. Most women are from the streets. Yeah, it's just, you mean from the streets or for the streets, Frank G. But yeah, it's just, it's a free for all. It's free falling. Whatever they want to do, it's just what they want to do. And then, when we talk about relationships and what men want versus what women want, they always talk about the men don't want to level up. Level up for what? What incentives do men have these days to level up for a woman? See, it was at first, it's like the tables have switched. At first, women like, well, all these men, they could say, these men don't want to level up. These men don't want to make the money and they don't want to. Yeah, they're going to level up and make the money when they're ready to do it. And when they're ready to do it, they ain't giving it to y'all. That's the thing. Men can level up all day. But do you qualify for the leveled up man? The leveled up version of men. Do you qualify for them? Because these men ain't leveling up to go and take some 304 who say she's, her past is erased. And her sexual history is erased, and she's a born again virgin. You think these men are trying to level up to accept that? You think they want you, who done been ran through, and I'm not even trying to be funny about it, but just what it is. You done been ran through in the name of liberation. You done that mouth done been on Rodney, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, and everybody else. Like, you think these men are leveling up to take on a woman who had no self-respect for herself, who just thought in the name of empowerment and as a woman you could go and be as hoish as you could ever be, and now you want a man to take you seriously, and he leveled up. He got to make six figures. He got to pay all the bills. Got to do all this. You think he doing all that to just go take on a hoe? A boastful hoe? A open, empowered one? A one who's willing to tell the world? You think a man with some self-respect gonna be wanting to take this openly boastful 304 to his mama's house? Ma, this the woman I'm gonna marry, and she walked through the door. Oh yeah, she a boastful hoe. This who I'm marrying. I want her to have my kids. Y'all gotta be real. You gotta accept it for what it is and stop thinking that these men are just supposed to just like that's what they looking forward to. They done work their ass off, level themselves up financially, mentally, spiritually, whatever. And now the boastful ran through hoes think you supposed to just come grab them up and be happy to take them and be happy because she got a BBL. Child. She look good now. She got curves in all the right places, but what does it matter? She can have curves in all the right places, but every man that's seen them curves, all these men that been up in them curves and done went in and out in it all over the place. How is that special to you? If all these hundreds and hundreds of men could say they've been with your woman, now you deciding, oh, I want to wife this up. Oh, I'm happy to be married her. How that? No, that's why that don't work. Because I don't think men move like that. Most men. They ain't gonna want to be happy to say, I took this 304 off the streets. She mine now. After 1,000 niggas have been in there, ooh, I'm happy. I don't care about that. Right. What? And you think she gonna be happy with you? It's a real question. Is she gonna really be happy with just you? Because understand, even if you block out the idea that you don't care if how many men had her. Okay, these niggas, I got her now. Y'all just mad because I got her. Okay, even if you take that approach, which I don't think you should, but even if you take that approach, think about her mentality. Think not about the nigga she was with. Think about her. How does she think? What does she think? Is she gonna be able to be with just you after all those different ding dongs? Is she gonna be okay in a mental space with just being? Are you packing enough to please her? Remember now, she's been ran through. Y'all gotta understand. Are you able to please her? Because once you've had all them ding dongs, baby, you gonna have to make up for all the ding dongs that she's had. Think of that. Y'all got to think of that. You gonna have to be, this extraordinary being in every way, financially, mentally, physically, sexually. You gonna have to be the end all be for her to be comfortable and be comfortable with just being with you. Because remember, women who have been ran through like that, it's not gonna be easy. You gonna have to really look at the Cassie situation. Use that as an example. That man's the guy that she was with the most of the time, who did that interview with Tasha K. Listen to what he said. He was not even pleased by Cassie, he says. If y'all believe the story, because some people don't believe the story, but listen to what he said. She couldn't be pleased by others. He had to, he had to have that big package in order to please her. And he's saying from his account that she said he was the best and wanted him because he was doing it for her. So you got to really have something really going on to really please these types of women, because remember, they've been, when I say ran through, these women been with hundreds of men. They didn't just have a few partners here and there. No, they done been really ran through, honey, in every way possible. So you ain't really getting anything special. She done put a mouth on people. She done been in all, I'm just saying, all wherever the holes are, they done been ran through it, every one of them. And now you gonna bring her home to your mama and say, Ma, Dad, this is my wife. Make it make sense. So, just saying, like, come on, they don't want to think of it. I think a lot of women don't want to see it that way because it makes them look bad. But the reality is reality. The truth is the truth. If you don't like your circumstances, change them. If you don't want to be considered that, then don't go that route. That's all. You can't just do whatever you want to do and think that there's no consequences. That's what I say all the time. The no accent strong today. LOL. Thank you, Jamil. Jamil also says, you must be a big New Edition fan. LOL. I am. Baby. Thank you once again for the super chat, Jamil. Anthony H, thank you for the super chat, says, I hope you're talking about Drake cakes or doorbells. Thank you, Anthony, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, so I just think, I think women, when they're speaking, they're speaking from a selfish standpoint always. They're only talking about what they want, but they're not considering what the men will want, because once again, society has made women believe and feel like they're the prize, that whatever they want, they can get. They can manifest this, they can manifest that. It don't matter their attitude, their choices, it doesn't matter. It's just their woman. You have a vagina, men want you, and you can do whatever you want because a man is always going to want you. But you got to determine in what ways do men want you. How is a man showing up for you? How does he see you? Because a man could treat you like a princess or queen or whatever you think you are, but it still doesn't mean, he could treat you nice and respect you, in front of your face, but it doesn't mean that he sees you as marriage material or a woman that he would want to take seriously and bring home to his parents and looking at you in a respectable way. I think men, for the most part, from what I get, men are very polite in most cases. As much as they try to spin this narrative or push this narrative that all these men are just evil and mean and they disrespectful, there are a lot of respectful men out here who will have respect for you and treat you, talk to you in a respectful manner and all that, but still in the back of their mind, they're still looking at you and determining, and they're determining whether this is somebody I would take seriously or not. And you could be an attractive woman, but if you got hoish tendencies and you're out there like that, then men will make up in their mind where you stand. Is this somebody I would want to be with? She's nice, and she's pretty, but I don't know if I could deal with all the other stuff that comes with her, So it's not just about how you look on the surface, how pretty you are, all that. It's about other characteristics as well. And if you don't have it, then they'll just look at you as somebody they'll friend zone or, somebody they'll just think is a cool person, but they're not looking at you as wifey material, somebody that they really want to raise their children. Y'all got to understand, men want women that they feel comfortable or they trust or believe that, could be good mothers. And I don't think being a 304 and a mother, that men put that in the same category. And y'all let me know in the comments. Do you see a woman who's looked at as a 304 as a good mother? Most men don't. They don't see 304 and mother in the same sentence. It's like, if you're carrying yourself like that, they're not looking at you as, oh, this is going to be a great mother for our kids. They would rather choose a woman who has those qualities versus what they see in a potential 304. See, Irving, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for being here. Says, no lies, Detective DeeDee. My friend dated a girl who was 27, now wanting to settle down with him, but she's been with 36 men. Damn. And where did the 36, did she tell him 36? Because if 36 is wild, that's a lot, but it's probably more. Now, I wonder if she's being honest about the 36 or if it was more. But that is crazy as hell. But that's what I'm saying when they say that. If she, women say it, but the type of shame, they don't really have a whole lot of shame behind it. They know it's bad, but it's like they still expect you to accept that and be like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. No, that is bad. That is bad. 36 men, and you want to hug, like, most men aren't going to look at that and be like, oh yeah, well, she cool. I'm gonna just accept that. Thank you, C. Irvin. Thank you so much for the super chat. Baby, this is crazy. You expect a man to marry you when you've had 36 bodies? And then the funny thing about it, a lot of these women become prudes. They become prudish. If they were to get a man that would take them seriously or try to, then you want to be, Mother Teresa. You don't want to do all this. What was you doing with them 36 men? Because I'm pretty sure they been ran through in all kind of ways. Then you do get a man. Now you want to feel special and feel like, oh, I've heard women say that. Oh, well, I want to feel special and now I don't want to do all that anymore. What? Hell, part of the reason why the man might, I'm saying a might take you serious because he's thinking about, oh my God, well then hell, you must be open to all kinds of stuff. So maybe I can, get that freak of the week, and maybe I'll be okay if she's willing to do all the, do all the things I wanted to do. But that might be the one redeeming characteristic that the man might say, well, shit, if he's that type of man where he might be like, well, I'll take her, but let's see, because she probably real freaky, and I like that, so I'm gonna go with it. But then you like, no, I want to feel special. I don't want to act like a freak anymore. I want to act like I'm a virgin. It's just the mentality of a lot of women is really stupid, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like that. It's crazy. That's like women with children. Some of them don't want men with children. And then they go abstinent. So they become celibate. So you have 5 children, 5 different men, and then you meet this man and you're celibate. You're celibate. Hold on, y'all. I'm feeling a little heat. I feel hot. Let me turn the little fan on real quick. 1 second. Whew, I feel a little overheated. So yeah, it's like women who 5 children, 5 baby daddies, and now you're celibate. You don't want to, you're waiting till you get married now. You wait till you get married to be with a man intimately that you say you like. But you got 5 children and 5 baby daddies. Make that make sense. But that's the mentality of a lot of women, y'all. That's the mentality of a lot of women and how they think. They really, they don't, I don't know. It's confused. I'm a woman and I say women are confused. We be confused sometimes. And they just expect men to go along with the confusion all the time and just accept it, especially a man who don't know you. You want him just to accept the foolishness and take it and go with it. Like, nah, that's crazy. Jamel says a past hoe has no future appeal. Don't make me laugh. Right, though. But you're right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I think they need to understand that. And I think women who haven't put yourselves out there just yet, please hold off. Don't do it. Don't make yourself into that, because if this is what it is. You got to understand that your past matters. So don't create that type of past. That's all. Thank you, Jamil 843 once again. Anthony H, thank you for the super chat, says 36 men at 27 is crazy. Crazy work. I'm 56 and she beat me. Yeah, that's insane. That really is. That's a lot. That's a lot. Period. I don't care how old you are. That's still a lot. I'm just saying. Thank you, Anthony H. I appreciate you. C. Irving once again says, my friend had to bow out gracefully. I bet. They had a discussion about sex history. She wanted to move in with him and do the whole settle down thing. Child, girl, no man. That's what I'm saying. They shoot themselves in the foot and they don't realize it. They bought into this whole feminist idea. They bought into this whole boss chick mentality, independent woman, type of lifestyle. This lifestyle of I can empowerment and I can do whatever I want and I feel great about it. That's a temporary fix. You don't feel great. You shouldn't feel great about being for the streets. You shouldn't feel great about being ran through. You should not feel great about being a 304. It's not a badge of honor. It's not something that is going to reflect well on you in your future. So if you want a good future, then you might have to think twice about going out there, just letting yourself get ran through by random dudes. That's not it. That's not it. Thank you, C. Irvin. I appreciate you once again. I want to go ahead and pull up this last clip for you guys. Make sure you are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, you guys. That is super, super important. But I want to play this one. This comes from Ashley's channel. I want to get your thoughts on this one. So make sure you let me know what you think in the chat and continue to support the channel, you guys. Here we go.
Hey. Hi, welcome in. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially all platforms?
I don't know if I want to be on the platform because of the question that I want to ask you.
Oh, girl, so I guess you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to come up off that dollar and book that one-on-one, honey.
To not be on the platform.
To not be on any of the platforms, potentially.
Okay. It's cool. It's cool.
All right, darling.
Okay. So my question for you is...
Wait. Oh, so you're staying. Are you sure? Let me follow up with this. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so if this potentially goes up, we're not getting, oh, Ash, I changed my mind potentially. If it goes up, we're not going to get that in the DM.
No, you're cool. You're cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question to you is, I have extreme feminist ideologies, and that sometimes clashes with like the type of men that I date.
Extreme feminist ideology. So, for example, can you give us some examples?
Like, it's all men until it's no men, that type of stuff. Like,
it's all men until it's no men?
Yes, like, they're terrible.
So it sounds like you're not into men.
I am, though. I am. I'm into men, but I just, like, I've been feeling like they're manipulative, they're violent, all the things. I feel like sometimes, like, the type of men I date that don't go along with it. Like, athletes and, you know, men of higher...
So you're dating athletes, right? Let's say NBA player, NFL player. Yeah. And you feel like, what are you feeling about them?
They're misogynistic.
Then don't date them. How about not dating those guys?
I think all men are misogynistic, though.
Okay, so if that has been your experience, right? And if you feel like you see a pattern, no matter who the man is, no matter how much money he makes, it's either you have two options. 3, you're not going to date men at all. You're going to decensor them, as the girls say. Or 3, you're just going to go along with it because you have an end goal and they have an end goal.
Right. See, that's how I feel. I'm like, you have an end goal, I have an end goal. So, like, yeah. But so the question is, how do I suppress that side? Like, not talk about it with them.
They're not your girlfriends. They're not your friends. You're there, like you said. If you have an end goal, why would I be telling the end goal about how I feel?
Right. Okay. That's how I be feeling. I was just thinking, is that like wrong or is that like weird to not, you know?
I don't know. I wouldn't be on a date talking to a man about what do I feel about men. I think that's strange, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Like, all men of this, all men of that. He looking there while he about to pay the check. Like, well, damn, if that's what you feel, why we out eating? Mm-hmm. You know, like.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I get that. Yeah.
So maybe even therapy. Are you in therapy?
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I just think, like, I look into statistics and stuff too much. Like, oh.
Girl, it has everything to do with therapy. Because she needs therapy, but she don't think she needs therapy. And that's most people, especially women. Because she don't see anything wrong with herself. She think it's all the men. And she's been focused on the wrong things, in my opinion. She is totally oblivious and totally batshit crazy in my mind. She totally is out of line. She doesn't know what it is that she's looking for. She don't really like men. Excuse me, y'all. She don't really like men, but she want one. She's coming from this feminist mentality, so she already has a negative idea of what men are. She thinks all men are, you know, a problem. She said it. So she's already, her mentality is already warped. She's already coming from a negative space, which means she's going to have a problem with any man that she dates because she's already coming into with these preconceived notions about what men are. She says she dated athletes, whatever, and they're narcissists or whatever. But then she thinks all men are. She's not interested in women. She want a man, but you have this negative idea of all men. So how is that going to work? And as long as you have come into it with a negative mindset of all men, you're going to get negative outcomes. And you're not realizing that what you're doing is you're creating, you're exposing yourself in all of this. And this is where I think women don't realize. Women are so focused on the negative aspect of men that they don't see it within themselves, that what she's doing is a negative thing on her part. What she's doing and what she's creating in her own mind is going to make men view her in a negative light. So as much as she's focused on negativity of men, it's going to expose her negativity, what she's oblivious to, because once again, women aren't taught to see themselves. Women are taught to focus on men and what men do or don't do and what men need to do to please us. So we never really focus on ourselves because that's not the way we were raised. That's not the way society has created this whole narrative. Women are taught to focus on a man, and we're taught that men are supposed to do everything for us. Whether it's intentional or subliminally or unintentional, whatever, women are taught in one way, shape, or form that men are supposed to cater to us. Men are supposed to do this. Men are supposed to do that. This is what he's supposed to do. If he don't do this, then that's a red flag. If he don't do this, it's a red flag. He should do this. He should. From little, we never for once have been taught that, oh, we're supposed to cater to a man. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to listen to a man. We're supposed to follow the man's lead. We're supposed to do. Most women weren't taught that. Most women, especially in our communities, most women weren't taught that. We always talk about what men should do, but never what a woman should do. So it's created a narrative of women who have not been focused on working on themselves and getting themselves together. It's always about how you need to level up as men, how y'all need to get it together, how y'all need to do it. And then even when they do it, it's still going to be a problem. Why? Because we were not taught on our parts. It was never a focus on what we're supposed to do as the women, how we supposed to show up. We weren't taught to be wives. So we don't know how to be a wife. Well, most women don't know how to be a wife. If you are a wife, you had to learn. Such as myself, I had to learn certain things. And you got to be open to it too. This is why I say this is the difference between a woman who was raised to be a wife and a woman who wasn't, but a woman who had to learn it and actually was open to it, understanding that, hey, she wants to be a wife. See, a lot of these women have no clue about it. They don't want to learn. They're stuck in this independent mindset, the way they were raised to be independent. And they like that. They like the idea of the independent mindset. And I think that's the difference. There are women who like that independent mindset and there are women who do not. So for the women who don't like that independent mindset, but were raised in it, it's a conflict of interest because even though you were raised to be raised to think that way, you don't want to be that way. There are women like that. That's kind of where I put myself. I didn't want to be by myself. I never ever consider myself an independent boss chick. No, that don't sound fun. If anything, being alone and doing it by yourself seems boring and tiresome. So it also depends on the character of the person, what it is that you want, in spite of what you saw around you, So some people gravitate to what they were raised to be and what they saw, and some rebel against it. And I think that makes the difference. You realize this ain't cool. This is all I see, but there's got to be something more. And I don't like this. So I want something else. So how do I get to that something else? That's the difference between a woman who embraces it and a woman who defies it and decides, I don't really like how this looks. I want something else. And that's how you become more open to the something else. But it's still not always, it's not going to be an easy road because that's what you were raised with. That's what you saw. That's what, you've been kind of ingrained in. But to go against that, just like anything, when you go, what's the whole saying? Go against the grain. You go against it, it might cause a little issue, right? But because you're open to it and you want to learn and you want to grow and you want something else, you can be molded or you can gravitate toward it because you're open and you want it. But for people who embrace this independent boss chick lifestyle, and that's what they saw their mothers do, their aunties and everybody around them, they embrace it, then that's why a lot of those women tend to be single because they don't understand anything but that and they like it. And they've seen dominant women their whole lives and they've seen their mothers with a man who she was dominant over. And that's who she, they saw her run that show. And so they want that. They want to run the show. They want to be the boss chick in the relationship. They want him to follow their lead. They want him to do what they want him to do. And he just shut up and just do what she say. And that's what a lot of women are looking for. They want to be the dominant force in a relationship. They want the man to follow them. They don't understand following a man because they were never taught that. And they're not open to that. So this is why you have a lot of women who can't find the man that they want, because the man that they want is not going to allow that type of leadership. They're not going to allow a woman to lead, especially when they built themselves up and they were taught a certain way and they were raised a certain way. As a man that raised a certain, he's not going to let a woman coming in and lead the show, run the show. No, he's going to run his household and you going to be a part of it or you not. And it's not about just dominating a woman and controlling her every move. No, but just setting that precedence. Like, hey, this is what I want. This is how it's going to go. And hey, I want you to be a part of this and we're going to build together. But no, these women don't want that. They want a man that they can control and run over, and they want him to follow their lead. This is why they lead with these degrees and all of this education, because that's what they feel is going to be the dominant force. And you come in, but they still want you to come in financially as the leader, but everywhere else, they want to be in control. That's just what it is. And that's why a lot of them have a problem with relationships, because most men are not signing up for that. They're not. Thank you, Jamil. It says, love these live chats. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here, and I thank you for your support. Let's see. Yeah, so that's why most men don't go for that, is because that's not how most men operate. Jamil also says she not dating athletes, they smashing her. Right. They always say dating. Knowing that it's not this ain't no date, girl. He's getting his rocks off and then he leaving and you going your way. Y'all, these men don't be dating. That's true. That's facts. Thank you once again, Jamil. Yeah, they like to say dating, but we know better. We ain't stupid over here. We know what the deal is. We know that man just relieving himself and he keeping it moving. And that's why they can't find a man who's really want to be with them, because the men see them for who they are. Let's continue.
This amount of men are violent, and just like I be knowing like they bullshitting, like they say certain things and I'm like, this is manipulative. Like I can tell. And like sometimes I be wanting to be like, shut up, because I know you're lying. Like shut up. Like I'll be like, let me relive it and just be cutesy, sip on my little water, and So
yeah, I mean, you could just be cutesy and go along with it. You can do that.
Okay, that's all.
It's up to you. What should she do, chat? They're saying date women.
No, I don't want to date women. Look at how y'all treated me in this chat. I ain't about to date y'all either. No, I don't want to.
They're saying stay single, date women, go to therapy. That's your options.
I ain't gonna do that either. So y'all stay single is crazy. I'm just woke. Have you ever heard of that quote from James Baldwin? Like to be N-word in America and be slightly woke is to constantly be enraged.
Yeah, that is the truth. But I don't want to constantly be enraged, So that is also a choice, right? And I think that's just natural. Like as you get older, you get wiser. But you can't allow that to make you grow bitter. So you got to still keep that lightness about you.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be, you're going to turn into a raisin in the sun.
Yeah. Because it's a lot of that.
Sure, not a raisin in the sun. So a raisin is burnt up and done. Yeah, but this is why you see a lot of educated, so-called woke women by themselves. Ain't nobody gonna deal with that. Joe Mama, what happened? I'm nosy. How are you? How you doing? I just read your comment. What happened? You had to put her out? What happened? Oh, and I apologize for whatever happened, but what happened? I want to know what happened. What did she do? Joe Mama, if you don't mind telling me what she do. Shout out to you. Successful MD says, respect to you, DeeDee, for speaking out and hoping to see better, although many in the community are overcooked. Peace to you and the family. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's done. Overcooked for sure. Like, it is what it is, you know. But the funny thing about it is, Successful MD, there are some women who get it. There are some women who are coming around. I've seen like maybe 4 videos recently of women speaking, saying exactly what I've been saying. So somebody is listening. Somebody is listening. Trust me, the word is getting heard. You know, somebody is listening, because I've seen women saying exactly the same things I've been saying. So somebody is picking it up. Somebody gonna get it. It's not gonna be for everybody, but somebody gonna realize something and make a change. Everybody don't always get it, and everybody don't get it at the same time. But sometimes they will, you know, they will get it. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. So, sorry about that. But thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's, you know, Jamil says, put her in the mattress going to his real girl. Right. Thank you once again, Jamil, for the support. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. But yeah, it's just crazy, y'all. It's you know, this woman in this particular video, because I did watch this one beforehand. She's confused. She's you know, she's gonna have issues, you know, because she's creating her own narrative of what about men, but she still want a man. That's why the chat was telling her, date women, because if you really don't like men, seems like, but you want one. How's that gonna work? How's that gonna work? This is where you have these women in these relationships. They really have a disdain for men, but you're trying to be with one because you want one, but you don't know, you don't understand them. You've created a false narrative about them, and you're still trying to get one because you want one, but you don't know how to understand them. But you got all kind of negative views about them. So how do you think that's gonna work when it comes to a relationship? It's not gonna work. Let's continue.
And it's a lot of like political stuff, like unjust and political stuff. Like I'm constantly battling, like, should I be watching this? Should I not be watching it?
Is it helping you? I'm not saying it's not great that you're not informed, right? I think that's great that you are informed and you want to educate yourself and you know, watch certain things and things of that nature. But too much of anything, I think, is not good for you. Yeah. Because then you kind of start to live in like a prison that you've created in your mind.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because that's what it is. I watch a lot of I read a lot of books and political stuff about like the way the world's going.
Absolutely. But the thing is, we're all going to leave this planet one day. That's guaranteed for us all. Right. So how do you want to live your life? Like, how don't you want to live it? Don't you want to create joy? Don't you want peace? Don't you want happiness?
Right. And this is the part that I always bring up too, because I'm like, these women talk like y'all got infinite amounts of time to be here. Child, time is moving fast. We getting older as we speak. They talk like you gonna be here for forever. Child, and you're not. So you better get with somebody and be happy and live your goddamn life and be happy. Y'all be focused on the wrong things and then end up miserable and regretful and all this other foolishness. We don't have that. We don't have that kind of time. I'm just saying. Z, I'm in bad shape. I found out she'd been cheating on me over a year. Oh my God. No, I'm so sorry. Damn. What's her name? I could, trash her for you. Joe Mama. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That is sad. Why? What? Damn. I wish we could do a one-on-one so I could find out what's going on with this. Because this is sad. I hate to hear stories like this. Why? I don't think, I hate cheating. I don't condone cheating at all. Why would you, I've never been cheated on. So I don't, know anything about it. I haven't had to experience that. But I'm pretty sure that's a hurtful thing to do that to somebody that you believe that cares about you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that cares about you to do something like that. I'd rather you just leave. I would rather you just, come clean and say, I want to leave because I don't want to, or something like, that's crazy. I'm so sorry that happened to you. For real. Like, that's crazy. You'll be all right though. You'll be all right. You'll bounce back. That's crazy. That's unfortunate though. Oh no, you don't want to be, you ain't gonna be on Snap. Nah, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. What's going on? What the hell? Hello, DeeDee. Just celebrate my 50th birthday. Happy birthday. Happy 50th. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. And congrats. 50, because listen, 50 is a great age, in my opinion. A lot of people don't make it to that age. So shout out to you. Congrats. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, this is crazy. I hate cheating. I just don't understand it. I think if you don't want to be with somebody, just don't be with them. Instead of carrying it, going through all of that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't want somebody, just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't be with them and continuously hurt them, behind the scenes. That's even worse. She was your wife. Oh shit. Oh nah, you're gonna be all right. I don't want to drag it out. I don't want to, because that's not cool at all. And I'm being honest, straight, dead ass. That is horrible. That's, to me, I just don't see the point in it. Oh man. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. You'll be fine though. You'll be fine. Just think positive. Just think positive. That's all I can say, because I don't want you to do nothing crazy. That's crazy though. Y'all, let's continue.
Yeah. What about that part?
Yeah. Definitely. So that's the thing. I just get sometimes irritated too when I feel like you're not into the know. So it's like you don't care about what's going on in the world. Like, that's irritating.
Yeah, but if you're talking about you're dating NFL players and NBA players, they can care. Like, that's not their lane, babes.
Right.
You gotta go date an intellectual, honey. That's not their lane. No.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to know. Like,
yeah, you gotta date a different type of man.
This lady is insufferable.
With my friends, I'm like, is that too much to want all of that in one? Like, intellectual to talk about all that in one? I think it's too much.
Yeah, but then that guy, I think, I'm not saying all of them, but the intellectual guy, he may be giving you the speech like, forget the dollar. Forget the money.
You're 100% right.
You're working for the government and the man, honey. Let's make it from scratch, baby.
They know the capitalism, and I would be like, you took it too far. You took it too far. Yeah.
Oh, they said find a professor. Yes, that's a great yes. Find a professor.
Professor cool. He gotta be like a architect or something, like, you know what I'm saying?
Girl, a professor.
Engineering professor.
Yes. You need to go to one of those, maybe like, I know it's a bit controversial now to say his name, but go to a Jordan Peterson meetup convention. Go to one of his conventions and you'll meet people there who are intellectual, who want to think and do things.
That is hilarious.
Go to one of his conventions, Jordan Peterson.
Is that the vibe I'm giving off? Is it because
that's what you said you want? You want someone who talks about, politics and pop culture and the world and things like that. You need to go there.
I think I be wanting too much. Like, I want it all at once. I'm like, I want like regular, like kind of, but not regular and stuff like that. But all right.
An artist, yeah. An artist. That's another good one.
What she want. Yeah. She don't know what she wants.
Not a starving artist, but an artist.
Just say whatever.
All right. That's all I wanted to know. I was watching some of your videos. I was like, oh, let me request that.
Absolutely. All right, doll. All the best. I'm going to say this, and this may be a controversial take, okay? I think it's rare to find a man who has it all, but you can find a woman who has it all before you can find a man who has it all. And I'm going to stand on that hill. You can find a woman who has it all before you can find a man who has it all. And when I say have it all, I mean the smarts, the body, the brains, the success, the emotional intelligence, all of those things. I'm not saying those men don't exist, but it's a very small part of the population.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. I don't think nobody has it all, and I'm gonna stand on that. There's a perception, that women create the perception that, oh, we can have it all. No, you cannot. No, and what is all? I don't think any one person has it all. I'm gonna say it overnight because they just don't. And the problem why I say women create this perception mostly is because women think they're perfect. Women are the ones who always complain about everybody else but themselves. That this lady in this video they brought up therapy. She's like, nah, none of that. Because she don't think she needs therapy because in her mind, she has it all. In her mind, she's a total package. You hear women create that total package. She's a total package. She has a career. She has a good job. She makes good money. She's into fitness. She's fit. She's she's emotionally intelligent. She tells herself all of this. If you can create your own metric of what you think about yourself, wouldn't you think it's going to be perfect? Right? If I can create my own narrative and if I can create my own value of what I think is based on what I think is valuable, then I'm going to create the perfect me in my head. Because I'm going to say all the things that I want and what I think are good qualities, and I'm going to incorporate all of them into my realm. I'm going to create what I believe is the perfect 10, or the narrative of what having it all is. But that's only my perception. That's not the perception from a man who might be looking to date me or marry me, right? And what matters most? And we're not talking about your personal value of you respecting yourself and having value and worth and knowing your value and your worth. We're talking about other things that you attribute to being successful or being high quality or whatever that may be. If you make it yourself, of course you're going to make it what you think is top tier. But this is why when men come along and say, oh, you're a boss chick, you got all of the things that you feel are qualities that make you special, and he says, I don't care about none of those qualities. I like this, and this. Then women get offended. Why? Because you created this narrative. A man didn't tell you, hey, I like a woman who's, a homebody, or I like a woman who's know how to cook and, she keeps a good house and she wants to be a mother. I want a woman who's, not trying to be a boss chick. I want a woman who's I want to be a mother and a housewife and want to nurture the kids and want to do that. But they look at that as a slight. They look at it like, why wouldn't you want to educate? No, because that's what you value in your own head. That's what's valuable to you. That may not be what's valuable to a man who has all of the qualities that you want. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So the things that the high quality or high value men that women are looking for value are not the same things that women value, or not the same things that women see as attractive. So they're thinking for themselves. They're like, hey, I go get this PhD. I go get all of this. I get me a good job. I get me a house. I buy all a house, my car, my this and that. You already have kids. So you got your own kids. You got it all in your mind. You're in shape. You know, you got a BBL though. And you got it all together. And you walking around high quality, entitled. And then now, average man is not good enough for you because you're at the top tier. So you need a man to make millions of dollars. He need to be this caliber man. And then when you meet this man, you are nothing that he wants. You have none of the qualities that he's looking for. But instead of women accepting that, they start to shame the man. Why wouldn't you want me? Because I'm a single mother? Why wouldn't you? I have all of these qualities that you deem important, not what he sees as important. This is why I say you cannot judge what life, what you believe is a successful life on somebody else's idea of what a successful life is, because that is subjective. What you deem successful, somebody else may not deem successful, because what you want in life is not what somebody else might want. Some people's idea of successful is being rich, being a millionaire or multimillionaire. To somebody else who doesn't care about money like that, being a multimillionaire does not move them. They're not. That is not their goal. If they made, $75,000 a year and they live in a life that's comfortable and that's what they want and they're happy with it, that's success to them. So we can't judge everybody on this metric of what success is if that's not something that you care about. If you're not, and you can't shame people into say, oh, well, if you don't care about being rich, then something's wrong with you. No, there's nothing wrong. That's the same way they used to do when it comes to women who choose to be mothers and women who chose to be wives and mothers. Oh, why would you want to choose that? Because that's what they want. That's what they're interested in. They don't have a problem raising children and being somebody's wife and being at the house and decorating their house and making their house cozy and comfortable for their kids. They don't mind playing with their kids and feeding their kids and taking care of their kids and their husbands. They don't mind doing that. So that's what they see as success. I don't understand why people try to downplay other people's definition of what is successful for them. Remember, you don't have to live their life. You should live the life that you deem is successful and let others live the life that they deem successful. And that's it, because you ain't in their household. You live the way you want to live. But when you choose to be what you deem successful and you don't get the outcome you're looking for, don't try to shame other people. Just accept it and move on. And don't try to shame women who are married and chose families because they wanted that. And they saying, hey, I'm happy with my family. I'm happy with my life. Don't try to shame them and make it seem like they're all miserable. And because you've seen a few women on social media crying about because they pissed off because they had to do it. Maybe that's not what they really wanted to do. And they done it out of a convenience. But there are women who actually, I watched this girl on YouTube, Nora, I think her name is, I forget if that's her name, Nora Smith or Nora something. She's married to a white guy. They got like 4 kids, I think, at this time. And she cooks from scratch. This girl she be making her snacks from scratch for her kids. She made Oreos. She makes all kinds of stuff. I'm like, girl, how do you do it? Like, she be big pregnant, cooking and making stuff from scratch. It's a beautiful thing to see. And she does it with grace. And she just popped the kids out like it's nothing and continue with her life. But a lot of people don't like that because that's not what they want for their lives. And it's like you're seeing this happen. You wonder, how could she do this? And oh my God, just like I heard this woman say, a woman who has 5 kids, I think she said having multiple kids for her husband, she believes he's got her enslavement or something to that. I'm like, these people are crazy. I'm like, listen, if you don't want kids, you don't want a husband, then you live your life how you want, but don't shame other people who want it. I remember a time I was made to believe that being at home, a stay-at-home wife was not the thing. Oh, you should be out working, taking care of yourself. Why? When I have kids and I can be at home with my kids and I don't have to worry about going to work and stomping the pavement, going downtown to go to work in corporate America or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, working a job that takes all my time and I ain't even making a whole lot of money. And I'm supposed to be missing that when my husband is going out working and he's paying the bills and I can be at home with the kids. It wasn't a fancy, rich life, but it was a comfortable one. So I should feel bad because I'm at home. You know, I was told, well, you're not even taking care of yourself. Why? But I have a husband who's taking care of me, ma'am. Something you have never had in your entire existence. But somehow was made to think, oh, there's something wrong because my husband is taking care of me and our kids. But this is the mentality of these types of women. They really want to try to sway you away from that, making you think that, oh, you're supposed to be out here hustling and working and working hard to just take care of yourself. That ain't cute. In my opinion. Now, look, like I'm saying, see, that's just my opinion. But if you're happy working and you love working, you love providing for do you. I'm not gonna shame you for that. I'm not gonna put you down for that. But a lot of times housewives and women who love being mothers and being that, they get a bad rep and they get shamed for doing that. Why is that your goal? Because that's my goal. Or for the ones who goal it is. If that's your goal, that's your goal. They have a goal just like you have a goal to do what you want to do. One shouldn't be shamed over the other. You should just respect people's choices because guess what? At the end of the day, it's their life. They got to live it, not you. You live the life you want. You want to be an old, ran through 304, do it. That's what I'm just saying. You got to get old. So it's fair to say old because if you live to get older, you older. And if you okay with that, do you. Ain't nobody stopping you because ain't nobody seem to have stopped all the ones that chose that life anyway. They got old. They got to 50 and 60 as 304, so ain't nobody stopped them. They did what they wanted to do. Shit, if that's what you want to do, you did it. Ain't nobody stopping you. So let other people do what they want to do without y'all trying to call them pick-me's and criticize them for it because that's not what you chose and you're not happy with your outcome. Because that's what it boils down to. And that's the truth. It boils down to you not being happy with your choices and you not getting the outcome you thought you was going to get. And then when other people have the outcomes, you want to say, oh, well, that's not the goal and that's not what it should be. Well, you can't tell them that because nobody got in the way of you living your 304 life. And you did what you wanted to do. You just didn't get the outcome you thought you were going to get. That's all. That's just it. Successful MD says multiple kids with a husband is seen as bad. Isn't that crazy though? But multiple baby kids with shared neighborhood baby daddies is celebrated. Shame is misuse. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. They call married women pick-me's. If you have children with your husband, multiple children with your husband, they call them that slavery, child. Oh, and they're convinced he's controlling and holding her down, not realizing a lot of these women want kids with their husbands. A lot of these women are, initiating that, and they're the aggressors in the marriage who's aggressive with their husband and want the babies. It's not the man. Everything these women be talking about, they be so backwards. They be so clueless till it's ridiculous. And that's another thing I can relate to. People would assume that, oh, my husband was trapping me and held me down and gave me all these kids. They would assume that. I've gotten that too over the years. People in real life, not social media, because social media didn't know me. So it's people in real life. Oh my God, he just keep getting her pregnant. Every time I look, she pregnant. Oh my God, that man just got her trapped with all them kids. That's what they would assume. And their assumptions were so wrong. Wrong. And when you tell them the truth, they don't want to believe it. It's like, because you hate to believe when a woman says, no, that wasn't it. Nah, I'm the one, I'm the aggressive one. I'm jumping on, I want it. And I want them. Like they stop and they pause and look like you can't, like your brain won't accept it. Your brain won't accept it. That is the woman most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so hell bent on believing a negative aspect of men that, oh, he must be trapped, that poor lady. What poor lady? Oh, that's a shame. He just keep putting all them babies on. You know, it takes two willing people, right? It takes two willing people. Like, it's just crazy, insane to me. I've been through these types of things. That's how I could talk about it. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. You know? So yeah, people are crazy. They really be getting it backwards. I swear to God, they really do. Me and my husband laugh at stuff like that. We were just talking about that not too long ago. They're like, oh, why you out there be he just keep getting her pregnant, you know? If you had if you could be a fly on the wall and really see, they will be so wrong. They'd be so wrong and they just don't know. But people want to believe what they want to believe and they run with it and they don't care what the truth is. They just go by what they believe and that's it. And that's why they fail a lot of times, because you don't really, it's like you're stuck on stupid. Like you don't really want to know things for what it is. You just hell bent on, like I said, looking at men in a negative way and you don't realize what's really going on. This is why these women are focused on believing all women. Oh, because what a woman says is always the truth. And what a man says is it's a lie. Don't believe him. And that's why a lot of them get screwed. That's why a lot of them get messed over and finessed by niggas, because these men know y'all stupid a lot of the times. Y'all be dumb as hell and you just think one way, and this is how they could get you. All these educated women get finessed by Pookie left and right. Child Pookie runs circles around, but he ain't the educated one, but he could run circles around y'all, tell y'all what y'all want to hear and have y'all folded over, how y'all say folded over like a pretzel with the quickness. Because you really be dumb for real. That's why I say education don't mean smart, you know. But anyway, it's crazy. Women lie more than the law allows. Baby, they will lie. And I'm just saying, it's crazy. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I need to go eat. I feel lightheaded. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I have not been feeling good lately. I have not been feeling good. I feel lightheaded. I need to eat something because I didn't eat anything. I ate a few pecans, but I feel like weak for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go I went to the doctor, but I gotta go again. So haven't been feeling too good, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. Thank y'all so much for being here, though. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting the channel. Make sure you guys continue to support the channel. Yeah, I gotta eat something for real, because it's like almost 3. It's almost 3:45 here, and I haven't eaten anything yet, and I just felt lightheaded. But yeah, y'all be safe out here in the streets. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I may be back, you guys, for a little bit tomorrow. I'm trying to do. I always like to try to do more lives, but because I be tired, I don't do them. But I'm trying to do more lives. I like to come on here and talk to you guys in real time. It's fun. It's usually fun. And I like to get y'all input. You know, when you do regular videos, it's cool. I see the comments and stuff, and I like that. But I like to interact with y'all in real time. It's more fun to see y'all thoughts in the comments and stuff like that. So yeah, I enjoy coming on here for real. Yeah, make sure you guys are continuously supporting the channel. Go get your Ratchicity t-shirt. Go support. I pinned the link at the top of the chat. Go ahead and get the link. Click the link, y'all. At least click the link and get you one of these shirts. The Ratchicity is crazy. Yeah, it's the word I made up. Somebody asked me what that was one day. I just laughed, child. I couldn't even respond. But just think of what ratchet is, and it's extension of being ratchet. That's all. But yeah, go ahead, get y'all a shirt, support the channel, continue to watch the videos that are posted on the channel, y'all. That helps as well. Like, comment, all that good stuff for those videos as well. Hit the like button on your way out. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody who supported the channel or supports the channel via Cash App or Super Chat. Thank y'all so much for that. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody who thank you Only Morale for subscribing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you once again. Joe Mama, shout out to you. Look, you're gonna be good. You great. You know, you'll be fine. Move on. It'll get better. Shout out to you. Nothing but the best to all of you guys. Y'all be safe. Keep moving. Don't let this, get you down, bruh. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Trust me. Yes, please. Listen, what I wanted to say, what else something I wanted to say. I forgot. But anyway, I might be back tomorrow, you guys, if I'm feeling a little bit better. Hopefully, I wanna try to do more lives, at least for an hour. At least for an hour. To just come on and because I be having a lot of thoughts and stuff, and I just want to talk. So that's why I'll probably do it. But anyway, keep the notification bell. Click that notification bell. So you'll be notified when I go live or post new content, y'all. No problem. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Something else I wanted to tell y'all, and I forgot. Straight forgot. That's another thing. I be forgetting stuff. Maybe that just comes with old age, child. I don't know. But yeah, continue to support the channel. Watch the videos posted on the channel. Also support. Go get y'all a t-shirt, y'all. The link is posted to the top of the chat. Go ahead and get a t-shirt. Support the channel. Let me know if you purchase one. I definitely want to hear from you guys. So shout out to y'all once again. Y'all be safe out here in the streets. Stay tuned for more. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you are new here, hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. And I'm out of here. Thank y'all for being here. I love you guys. Y'all be safe. Take care till next time. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. See y'all later. Bye.